Crawford County removed some pandemic restrictions on businesses.
Southeast Kansas residents continue to have issues with the unemployment website after the department finishes an overhaul to increase security. I'm Zach Dodge with the story.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Crawford County, Kansas officials cite declining hospitalizations and COVID-19 cases as the reason behind their decision to lift some COVID-19 restrictions. This is KOAM News at 6. County officials today voted to remove capacity restrictions for businesses, but the county will still follow the state's mask mandate. Officials said the decision was made because of declining COVID-19 cases in the county. The health department reported 18 new cases this week, down from 36 reported last week. The county currently has 43 people in isolation. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly says the state plans to give thousands of meat packing plant workers their first COVID-19 vaccines by the end of next week. The vaccinations for meat packing workers began yesterday afternoon. Kelly says the state plans to administer the first of 2 doses to more than 12,000 of them. Checking in with Doug Hetty now. As expected, the weather a bit cooler today, Doug.
Yeah, it is about 15 to 20 degrees cooler than what we did see yesterday with the clouds, and we had the on and off showers earlier today. Most of these have rotated out of the region, but it's chilly. We're sitting right around 50 degrees across the entire viewing area, and we have these kind of light northeasterly winds, not quite as strong as what we had earlier today, but these are going to continue to diminish through the overnight hours for us tonight. And all the showers that we picked up earlier, all these have pretty much rotated out of here. And in fact, we're seeing a little bit of sun peeking through with the clouds as this system rotates away from us. But during the overnight hours, I do think we're going to get some patchy fog that starts to build in, especially after midnight. So if you are going to be on the roadways, watch out for that. But this will burn off very quickly for us tomorrow, and it looks like a pretty good Saturday. Through the evening hours, we slide back through the 40s into the 30s. Kind of cold for us tonight. Pattern really picks up the next week or so. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you then. Thanks, Doug. Southeast Kansas man pleads guilty for his role in shooting at a Seneca police officer in September of 2020. With that plea, Tony Helms gets 15 years in prison on charges of unlawful use of a weapon and aiding or abetting. The judge dropped charges of assault and armed criminal action. Police say in September, a Seneca police officer approached a car that Helms was in, and occupants shot at the officer's car. The officer was not hurt. Another suspect, Bradley Holes, pled guilty last month. He also gets 15 years in prison. The Kansas Department of Labor works to add additional representatives to call centers as residents continue to have some problems with unemployment benefits. Here at KOAM, we continue to get calls from viewers having issues with unemployment in Kansas. One of them is Janet, a Pittsburgh resident who's been unemployed since the start of the pandemic. She says she was able to draw regular unemployment benefits for a time, but those ran out. And when she tries to apply for extended benefits, she says she can't because of bugs with the unemployment website.
You can only ask for deferment so many times, it's a struggle, and it's extremely irritating that our government isn't there for you when you need them to be.
On Wednesday, Governor Laura Kelly announced there will be 500 more customer service agents added to call centers, and that there will be upgrades to the agency's servers. We're going to hear more about the issues plaguing the Department of Labor and residents tonight at 10. The Oklahoma Employment Security Commission says unemployment payments since the pandemic began a year ago has hit $4.4 billion. That surpasses the amount paid during the past 10 years combined. The state reached a high of 14.7% jobless in April during a shutdown ordered by Governor Kevin Stitt in an effort to stem the spread of the virus. That shutdown was lifted in May. Thousands of Missourians could be off the hook for repaying federal unemployment benefits the state wrongly awarded them. That's the proposal under a Missouri House bill. The state's Labor Department doled out $146 million in unemployment aid to 46,000 Missourians who did not qualify last year. House lawmakers have overwhelmingly voted in favor of forgiving the federal portion of unemployment overpayments owed by Missourians. Under the bill, Missourians would still have to repay the roughly $40 million in unemployment aid that the state kicked in. That measure now heads to the Senate. Certain academic programs at PSU could be discontinued in the future due to low enrollment, but that does not mean they're completely disappearing. At a presentation to a subcommittee of the Kansas Board of Regents, PSU Provost Howard Smith addressed which programs should be discontinued and which should carry on. But the term discontinue can be misleading because many of the programs would be transitioned into or combined with other more popular programs.
A number of those programs, while the degree itself is no longer in place, the emphasis is still here.
We're going to hear more from PSU's provost and his thoughts on college enrollment numbers tonight at 10. Still ahead in the Neosho area, bicyclists get ready to hit the now open trail. And the best college anglers from all across the country are in northeastern Oklahoma to give the waters of Grand Lake a try. Southwest Missouri bicyclists now have a new place to ride. A ribbon cutting today marked the opening of the Neosho Bike Trails. The trail at Morse Park is 8.5 miles long now, but they're not stopping there.
Our goal is to have 10 miles and of mountain bike trails at least, and that will make our bicycle park here in Neosho a destination rather than just a stop-off place.
It's called the Homestead Trail because of an old-fashioned homestead that's on the trail. The best college anglers in the country are gathered in northeastern Oklahoma at the moment. They've come for the 2021 Abu Garcia College Fishing National Championship. The event, held at Grand Lake, features 150 college bass fishing teams, all vying for a more than $33,000 prize package.
They are allowed to use their electronics to help locate bass, but it's not like the electronics take you to the bass. You really have to know what you're looking at, the habitat that they prefer. Obviously, the weather plays a factor. To be a good bass angler, you got to be part meteorologist, part biologist, part NASCAR driver. There's a lot that goes into it.
Well said. Members of the winning team and the runners-up will advance to the 2021 Toyota Series Championship, where they're going to compete as pros for a top prize of up to $235,000. Doug Eddy is up next with his complete forecast. And later, the Kansas Department of Education explores ways to restore what students lost with online learning.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a much cooler day for us today. Temperatures only into lower 50s for afternoon highs. We had the clouds, had some on and off very light showers. They didn't amount to much, but most of this is rotating out of here now, and we look pretty good as we head into the weekend. But you can see the downward trend on the temperatures over the past 24 hours or so, but it looks pretty good by the time we head into the weekend. Most of us right now 50 to about 52, 53 degrees, a little bit warmer in our western counties where they have seen some sunshine that has been popping out over the past 2 or 3 hours. A little breezy today, but the winds are diminishing, and with some moisture on the ground and the winds light for us tonight, we're actually going to get a little bit of patchy fog, especially late after midnight for us tonight. Looks okay. Currently outside, sitting at 50. Winds are very light or near calm. Pressure is actually rising behind this storm system, and our humidity is at 66%. So here's your forecast. Through the evening hours, we slide back through the 40s into the 30s. Kind of cold tonight. We drop back to right around 32-ish or so as the clouds start to break up, which they're already doing. Any rain that we did see is pretty much out of here, pushing off toward the south and to the east. And if we look out toward the west, there's not a whole bunch going on. We do have a nice big ridge of high pressure out across the central parts of the Rockies, and as this rolls in over the next several days, we're going to see a nice 4 to 5 day stretch of pretty good weather until that system way out on the left coast starts to affect us by the middle part of next week. All right, through tonight, some patchy fog, especially after midnight. It's going to be kind of cold, near freezing. For us tomorrow, we warm up about 10 degrees warmer than what we saw today. Not as warm as what we had yesterday, but still not bad. 32 to start, 55 by noon, then a high temperature right around 60 during the afternoon. For tomorrow night, clear skies stick around. Not quite as cold. We drop back into the upper 30s. Some mid and upper level clouds kind of stream through on Sunday, but looks good, even a little bit warmer. High temps into the lower 60s. We continue to warm up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But by late Wednesday into Thursday, here comes our next storm system. We're going to have good chances for showers and thunderstorms. If you remember the stretch from about January 24th to February 1st, we had 3 or 4 big storm systems, even had a severe weather event in that mix, and that's this system, or these series of systems, they're going to start to affect us again. So showers and thunderstorms Thursday, the main system pulls out Friday. Some of these could be strong, maybe even severe. You can see the big contrast in temperatures with snow up to the north. That system pulls by another system, works in late Saturday into Sunday, and then on the back side, may even get a little snow mixing in by the time we head into the following Monday. So it's a real active stretch. So we're going to have a lot of rain chances starting on Wednesday and then increasing Thursday and Friday and then back up as we head into the weekend. But until then, we have a great stretch of weather. 60 tomorrow, 62 Sunday, 65 Monday, 67 on Wednesday. Then those chances for showers and thunderstorms sneaking into the forecast by the middle part of next week.
We might have been spoiled a little bit by the recent warm weather, but really, temperatures in the 60s, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend. Get outside, enjoy it, get the fire pit going or the grill or whatever.
Sounds like a good plan. Thanks, Doug. Missouri Governor Mike Parson says pharmacies throughout Missouri will begin receiving prioritized shipments of the COVID-19 vaccine. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky spoke with a Webb City pharmacist to see the effect this would have on their vaccination process.
Pharmacies across Missouri are set to receive prioritized shipments of the COVID-19 vaccine. This includes local ones like Prater's Pharmacy in Webb City. Adam Fletcher, manager of Prater's, says that a more continuous supply of the vaccine will help move the process along faster. Fletcher says they currently have a waiting list of anyone eligible wanting a vaccine. This rollout would help them schedule people in.
Well, we started putting people on the list a couple of months ago, I believe. Yeah, and so now we're just, now that we're going to be getting a predictable supply of vaccine, it makes it much easier to schedule patients and get them in.
Although scheduling patients is more difficult than it appears.
One of the biggest challenges, other than getting the vaccine itself, is timing of the vaccine.
He says that because of the state's shipment to pharmacies, they need to time out when they will be administering each dose before they go bad.
Shot does go bad after a vial is taken out and punctured. You have 6 hours to give the vaccine. That's why scheduling is so important. So by getting a consistent supply allows us to schedule accurately, and we won't waste any doses.
Most importantly, it's just about getting the vaccine to the public.
The main thing here is getting the shot in the arm, right? We don't want to waste a single dose of this vaccine, so if another pharmacy had a need and we had extra, we would go through the correct channels to get them that vaccine.
For people like Greg Dye, being able to get vaccinated at his local pharmacy instead of a clinic make the process more comfortable and less rushed.
Yeah, I think if it's offered at your local pharmacy, that you won't have to go searching anyway. Just like with us, this being our regular pharmacy, since it's offered, and it made it really convenient for us.
Fletcher says pharmacies play a key role in vaccinating the public, and he's glad to be recognized for this through these new shipments. In Webb City, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
Fletcher adds that anyone wanting to be added to their waiting list can get on that list by going to their website or calling. Still ahead, the state of Kansas looks to create programs to make up for what students lost in virtual learning this year. As students return to the classroom across the state of Kansas, we're finding the repercussions of remote learning are far from over. The Kansas Department of Education found more kids fell behind academically over the last year. And now the state's looking to create programs to make up for the loss. Reporter Carolyn Elliott has an update from Kansas Governor Kelly.
1 year after Governor Laura Kelly closed all school buildings, the state is exploring how the pandemic has impacted students over the last year.
We need to evaluate where we are. And that evaluation includes academically, mentally, socially, and we're also including a very robust summer program so we can do that type of evaluation and to get ready for this post post-COVID environment that hopefully we will have in the fall.
Governor Kelly met with teachers to address concerns that students fell behind during remote learning.
I'm optimistic that we will get enough funding from the federal government that will allow us to do the enhanced learning in the way that will really make a difference.
The Kansas Department of Education is looking at local assessments from school districts across the state to gauge the academic loss. Early data shows that students fell behind drastically in English, language arts, and math. Data also shows more academic loss in elementary and minority students. KSDE is now exploring a range of ideas to make up for the loss, including bringing students back early for the next academic year or a 3-week STEM academy over the summer. The state is also looking for ways to make up for the social and emotional toll.
It's definitely been a challenge. I know our teachers are doing everything that they can to connect with the students, but it's different. It's not the same as the in-person.
Again, that was Carolyn Elliott reporting. A final check on the weather is next. Take time to honor a local veteran, Sergeant Virgil Boyd. The Moran, Kansas native served in the U.S. Army, and we are proud to salute Sergeant Virgil Boyd. He's tonight's 4-state hero. Warmer weather means outdoor activities for families, and one of the places that's stretching its legs is the zoo in Independence, Kansas. Our morning show crew stopped by to meet up with some of the residents, including Shadow the emu. Standing more than 6 feet tall, emus like Shadow can run up to 30 miles per hour because they're the only bird with calf muscles. While Shadow loves attention, the zookeepers make sure he's entertained in all sorts of ways.
We add new things for him to interact with, things that he wouldn't normally find necessarily to help elicit natural behaviors that he would normally have in the wild. So like this could be, added movement, added color.
If you want to meet Shadow or any of the other animals, you can find more information about the Independence Zoo on our morning show page at KOAMnewsnow.com. Jordan Abbey joins us now with a look at what's coming up on our sister station, KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Tonight at 9, you're going to hear about Pitt State evaluating some of its low enrollment programs and deciding on the future of those programs. Plus, Connecticut state senators passing a bill aimed at ending ethnic hair discrimination. And chips and guacamole for your face, sort of. Chipotle now has a new makeup line. That, of course, much more coming your way tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Thanks, Jordan. My curiosity is piqued. Let's check back with Doug for a final look at the weather.
All right, Dow, kind of cold for us tonight. Temperatures drop back right around freezing, but the clouds can completely clear out, but we are going to have some fog building in, so watch out for that. Tomorrow looks great. Plenty of sunshine, near 60 into lower 60s on Sunday, even better on Monday, even better on Tuesday, before several rounds of showers and thunderstorms late next week.
Thanks, Doug, and thank you for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.